Hello and welcome to the Empower You Podcast Authorship Series brought to you by Live with Lyfe. In each episode, we interview a self-published author to talk about their journey to becoming an author and to reveal tips to help future authors release their story to the world. I'm your host, Kenston Henderson, founder and chief empowerment officer of Live with Lyfe. And in today's episode, we have as our featured author, LaDell Jones. Woo! LaDell was born in Alliance, Ohio, to a single teenage mother. At 2 months old, the family, which included her older brother, grandparents, and several aunts and uncles, moved to Washington, D.C. Metropolitan area. Between the ages of 10 and 13, LaDell was abused by a relative. This led her to be placed in the system at age 13. In the 6 years that followed, she resided in 2 foster homes and 6 group homes. She became a single mother, and at 15, and the single mother of 4 by age 23. Now, LaDell operates in many functions of ministry, first in her local church, Greater Christ Temple, under the leadership of Pastor Wayne Moore Sr. She is a part of the youth department staff, teaching their Bible study classes, mentoring, tutoring, and assisting with the planning and execution of activities that engage the youth. She is the editor-in-chief of Call to Nations magazine, media director for Call to Nations Ministry, president of Transformative Prayer Ministries, president of Joshua Generation of Change, and the author of Nightmares and Daydream, just to name a few. Her purpose is truly to bring the kingdom of heaven to those who do not yet realize it is at hand, and to encourage those who have left the narrow path to return before it is eternally too late. And again, LaDell is the author of the book Nightmares and Daydreams. Welcome, LaDell.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm so honored to be with you today.
Yeah, no problem. I'm excited to interview. Now tell us about your book, Nightmares and Daydreams.
Okay, Nightmares and Daydreams is a fiction novel, and it is based in Washington, D.C., and it follows the life of 4 young people who are entering high school. And these 4 young people have totally different backgrounds. So, they are facing different challenges in their life at this point, like really serious challenges. And so the book is designed to show that no matter what we're going through, where we are in life, God has a way of bringing us through with victory. And so it's really, it's a witnessing to the young people is really what the book is, but from a real world perspective, like real life, meaty, real life topic.
That's good. And so was there something that inspired you to write this book? And what was it?
Real life.
Real life.
Just from the short bio, I, as a young person, faced a lot of adversity and didn't have structure and didn't have people who could speak life into me. Yeah. And so it's very important for me to try and be a person that stands in the gap in that way for young people who may not have people in their environment who can, speak a word of life to them and let them see that there is another way, that your environment doesn't really, you can overcome your environment, and can do it as a young person. You don't have to wait until, you grow up and you move yourself out of environments. Right. Like you can really thrive within your environment, but you need guidance. You need someone to show you that there is an opportunity to do that.
That's good. Now tell me, is there a specific audience this book is more relevant for?
Well, the book is geared towards the youth. So I would say age 12, so that preteen age to adulthood. The adult characters do have meat though. So there is something for even the parents of young people, teachers of young people, like, anyone who has an ability to influence a young person. This book is geared for them as well, because it shows, look, we do have a responsibility. That's good. We have a responsibility to this generation to not just let them, fall by the wayside or say, well, that's just this generation. They're this way or they're that way. And I think that is so detrimental. And so this book really helps to empower adults to say, yeah, I have better responsibility to step in here.
That's good. That's good. Now tell our audience, when you were going through the book writing process yourself, what were some barriers that you faced, and how did you get over those?
Woo, let me tell you. Being my first book and the fact that it was fiction, I love to write, always have, but there is an intimidation factor when you are trying to write a book, and there's always, that voice trying to tell you you won't be able to do it, so really the biggest barrier I ever have is me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't allow outside forces to really sway me one way or the other. That's just how I'm built. I'm built for adversity. So, but when it's you, they're saying your biggest enemy is you, and your biggest enemy is me,
Yeah.
And so just talking myself down off ledges, like, let's do one page at a time. Let's do one chapter at a time. Let's, and actually listening to myself, because sometimes you can have a thought process of how you want to accomplish something.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll start off great. Starting off sometimes for some people is hard because of the fear factor. So I'll throw that in there. Sometimes the fear factor will keep you from starting as well. But sometimes you can be gung-ho and you start off, but then once it starts getting a little hard and start getting a little tricky, then that's when that battle, like, you got to get this done. You have to finish this. You have to complete what you started. So I think the biggest obstacle was myself.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. And that's many people's story is overcoming themselves, their thinking, their what thoughts are coming into your head, that we call it that belief system, and that can get many people down and out of the whole process of not even just the book writing process, but achieving anything. And so it's overcoming that piece. So what would you tell our audience, those who are in the book writing process, on they may be at a standstill in the writing process? What would you encourage them with?
I would encourage them with, what is it that made you want to write the book in the first place? I know for me, because of my desire to positively impact youth, and not wanting to, I don't even want to say not wanting, I cannot turn from that. That is my purpose. So if you want to live a purposeful life, whatever you're doing has to be geared around that purpose. If you think on it and you say, this is something I know I'm never going to be able to escape, because it's why I was born. Anytime I get so-called, I say so-called writer's block, because writer's block to me is just, you just ain't feeling like right.
Mm-hmm. Gotta have a technical term.
Yeah, right. The Lord told me a long time ago, writer's right. And every time I feel like I don't want to do it, I hear writer's right, And so for me, it's, go back to what is it that pushed you in the first place and want to write a book? Because 9 times out of 10, it's attached to your purpose. And that's something you can't run from. I don't care how much you put your head under the blanket, it's in you so deep that it's gonna then start to torment you. Because you're out of alignment. You're out of what makes you who you are. Purpose is a part of who we are. So it's, you can't escape it.
Yeah, that's good. Audience, you heard her. Now you just gotta take action. You heard it. Now it's time to take some action. And so, LaDell, where can people find and purchase your book?
Okay, you can go to Amazon. I'm on Amazon. You can go to Barnes & Noble online. And then I also have a business called Write, Heal, Transform. So you can go to writehealtransform.com and you can order it there. Those are the three places you can get it.
Awesome. 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 Well, thank you, LaDell, for spending this time with us in this episode. And we wish you the absolute best in everything that you do and going to do, and the impact you're going to continue to have with our youth and our leaders, because we need good leaders leading our youth. So thank you again for sharing this space with me.
And thank you for having me. God bless you.
Take care.